Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we have some money and we need to invest it into making more money. It's a problem. It's a cyclical problem. Let's build a temple here. We are not able to construct any additional holdings here, but we can certainly get some of these holdings upgrading. That is absolutely something that we are delighted to do. We need to spend down our gold, and then I think we're probably going to go work on some additional conquest, most likely. This is rented out to a Grandmaster. Okay, awkward. We can't upgrade it when it's rented out to a Grandmaster, but sure. There's a lot of gold to spend. Luckily, we have a lot of territories to invest in. There's no doubt about that. I'm going for holding upgrades primarily for now, where we can. But honestly, it doesn't really matter what we upgrade at this point. As long as we just upgrade things and spend the money, right? That's the important thing. The money needs to get spent at some point. So let's get this spent on through here. There's definitely some empty holding slots up over here, and we're delighted to build cities there. Wow, this city is completely empty. Okay, let's put in a trade port. That'll do. We can continue to upgrade these. This castle's also completely empty. The AI does, in my opinion, a really, really bad job of upgrading. I don't know what they're doing with their money, to be honest. But they're not upgrading with it, that's for sure. Like, hypothetically, how much money does this guy have? He has 1,700 gold. That gold should definitely be going into something like this. I don't understand why he's not spending it in that way. But whatever, if the AI doesn't want to do it, we'll definitely spend the money for them. It's not like we're short on money. So this is absolutely fine. No concerns whatsoever here. Actually, that one was being upgraded. The AI does do some upgrading, to be clear. Just, they don't focus on it nearly as hard as I think they should. In my opinion. Wow, 2 Grandmaster locations here, both to the same person. Okay, that's exciting. We can definitely get more upgrades going over here, and it really doesn't matter where we build these upgrades. We just want to spend gold. That's all we're looking to do. It would be nice if there was some form of automation for this, where you could put a certain amount of funding per month into some sort of an upgrade fund, where vassals could pull money from the upgrade fund to upgrade their own holdings. That would be really cool. I would be happy about that. I don't know. Maybe that exists in 1.10, but I kind of doubt it. That's probably not a thing, but I would love it. It'd be very, very nice. Unfortunately, that doesn't exist right now, so we can't just dump money into that fund. I don't know why I built a castle holding there. I intended to build a city holding, but whatever. It's fine. It doesn't actually matter. Completely and totally irrelevant. So we're down to about 5,000 gold now. Make that about 4,000 gold. And we're just going to get a few additional upgrades here. We're just spreading our gold out in the realm. Wonderful. Wow, we're out of gold. Okay, 62. I was like, hang on, why can't we do upgrades here? We don't have the gold. That's perfect. We're happy about that. Okay, so we can negotiate an alliance with our mother. That seems fine. And we do have an accolade situation going on here. Specifically, we have a couple of inactive accolades. The Worthiest of the Fairest and the Fairest of the Lion. Now, we've got a successor for the Panther of Culais. We have one for the Fairest of the North Star. And we have one for the Silver Hand as well. So at this point, we should restore accolades. We just don't fulfill the requirements, apparently. We have at least one inactive accolade and no knights who can be appointed to it. Which does appear to be the case. But maybe it's not the case. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on the situation. Oh, I wanted to check in here real quick. Yeah, these are... Actually, no, we do need to upgrade some of these. Okay, let's tick this forward a month tick here. Yeah, we'll lose some stress. That's absolutely fine. This ransom is not acceptable. Nor is this one. This is not acceptable either. Nor is this one. Okay, so we're just ticking forward right now until we get our next income tick. We're at 379. Okay, noted. We decline this, and we'll deal with that dangerous faction here in a moment. We need to increase our pikemen, and apparently our horsemen as well. So we'll do all of this in just a sec here. As soon as we get our income, anyway. Any moment now. There we go. Cool. So that's great. We'll get that. Nope, don't decrease the size. Increase the size. There we go. Perfect. Up to size 24. So that's looking solid. Our men-at-arms are insane. Now, that did make that faction go away. We accept this. That's fine. We don't accept this. We don't accept this. And we don't accept this. Cool. So now we're thinking about what do we do up this direction, right? I would like to start breaking into this territory down here. Is that a kingdom title? It is. So this Khanate here. This guy would not come to our court for 50 reasons. Yeah, we're probably not going to overcome that. Okay, we could definitely make some progress over here. So we would look at, say, this kingdom tier realm. And they have a number of claimants. We could probably get somebody into our court here. That guy's too far away to interact with. And now we're getting into children. Okay, that's maybe not the best of signs. 55 reasons. 0 reasons. We can definitely send this guy a gift, and now he'll come to our court. Fantastic. So we'll do that. There we go. He arrives at our court. We got a silver locket for 10 years. Okay. Well, we're going to demand conversion for him. And he does indeed convert. And we're going to then press that claim right here. I just wanted to double check if we already had claims. No, we didn't. Okay, so we're definitely going to press that claim here. 525 prestige. That's phenomenal. And I should have looked to see what they actually had. I'm sure it'll be fine. We're going to drop our men-at-arms down over here. I don't feel like this is a greedy raise. And we'll raise a few levy troops. He does have a number of allies. So let's see what that total number is. 900 gold. Honestly, that's pretty good. Do it. We're going to be out of debt in the next month tick anyway. It's completely fine. There we go. So no problem there. And what does this actually have? 50,000? Yeah, that's not bad. 16 months to raise this, huh? Well, that's interesting. Okay, we'll just raise up to about here and we'll start up a slow siege. And we'll see when these guys actually show up. It'll be eventually. This ransom is acceptable. As is this one. We have a perk available. We could definitely take living off the land, but I think we're probably going to go for organized march. Army movement speed is very important, after all. Ferris of the North Star just had a succession, so we should check to see if we can put in a successor here. Aleem. Okay. So, what skill was he? I should have looked at that. Skill 10. Okay. So Aleem is here. Cool. There we go. No problem. I would absolutely love to get some of these inactive accolades back. I'm not sure what exactly is going on with them and why we can't restore accolades, but whatever. For now, it's fine. Okay, so there's some of our forces here. In fact, it's the important ones. Yeah, show this guy in, and that's fine. He brings us 100 renown. So we have 660 siege weapons here. We cannot reorganize the army while moving, but we're just going to do this. We're going to move our bombards out. It's the bombards that we need. Everybody else is going to start showing up here, but it's really just the bombards that we need out over here to start making progress. So this is good. We're fine with this for now. And we do have additional forces moving in here. There's our cavalry. At this point, we have basically all of our men-at-arms here. What we're going to do is we're going to move out like this. We'll leave this knight behind to, as usual, tell us where, or rather tell anyone who shows up here where we went. Okay, and there were some that showed up here. Cool. What do we have here? More cavalry. Sure. So they're going to head off over here as well. I don't know who else we're waiting for here. It might just be a knight, for all we know. We're going to group up over here and split up a bit. So this is completely fine for the moment. We'll group these together, and we're of course going to split off our bombards as well as a few levy troops. Around 20k will be more than sufficient. And they will head off and get their sieges going. We'll put this guy in charge. Wonderful. And up we go to go stack wipe their armies up here. Beautiful. We'll keep raising men-at-arms back here and see what we end up getting. Our heir is currently unmarried, and this is our brother. Not all that relevant, but sure. There we go. So we'll continue to siege up this direction. Wonderful. And we should stack wipe this easily. Yeah, all of these are gone. They're all going to stack wipe. Every single one of them. They have no chance. War is over. Well then. Yeah, they're all just stack wiping. I'm going to let them stack wipe. Beautiful. And now we'll enforce our demands. Cool. We'll disband our troops, and that territory is under our control. So we see that this is held by the Mongol Empire. This is held by Borjigin. And those are going to be a little awkward for us to get our hands on. We'll see how we end up pulling that one off, but for now, that's definitely going to be a little bit awkward. We can found a holy order. Yeah, that's not something we're too interested in. What do we have for claimants over here? None of those guys would come to court, although they might have some close reasons. 165, 25. We might be able to get around that with a gift. That's worth 65 opinion. 0. That's unfortunate. Okay, what else do we have here? Player heir? 105 reasons. 0 reasons. This guy we could definitely do. We don't care about this gold, right? This gold is completely okay. So we'll bring this guy on in, and he will, of course, become the leader of Kamdo as soon as he arrives. There he is. Fantastic. We're going to demand his conversion, which he will accept. And this ransom is not acceptable. This one is acceptable. And this one is not acceptable. Cool. So we're going to raise up our forces over here in a moment. We should probably declare war first, since we have to do it in that order. We're certainly going to do this. This guy has not yet converted. There we go. Now he converted. So much cheaper. Half the cost. Phenomenal. So we'll declare this war, and we are, of course, going to raise up our forces down here. We'll raise our men-at-arms, and we'll raise some levy troops. I don't know how many forces this guy... We already have his heir in prison. Right, we already fought him and stack-wiped his armies. I didn't even realize that it was this guy. I thought it was Amdo that we were fighting, but maybe it was both. It might have been both, actually. So this is sufficient troops. We're going to head in and start a slow siege here. And now we're just waiting on men-at-arms. Now, some of these men-at-arms are going to take longer than others, but they should mostly arrive at the same time. I think we're still going to be waiting on a night or two. Wait, what? Oh! That's actually hilarious. I just figured out what happened here. This war's over. We just won this war without actually doing anything because this guy died, gout-ridden. This guy took over, who we already had imprisoned. Well, that's one way to do things, I suppose. Okay, so that war's over. And now we've got Amdo here. Now, there's a few other locations up here that we may end up being able to go after. We're going to have to start breaking into Borjigin and the Mongol Empire, though. Both of those are going to be quite important. The real question here is, can we get a claimant here? Do we already have a claimant? There's a number of landed claimants there. It's only a single county and only a single duchy. So, no. We're going to need to hop in over here and see if we can get a claimant in. 40 reasons? Potentially. 5 reasons. Also 65, so a little dangerous there. This guy would just come right now. Cool. So that's wonderful. We'll get him converted on over. There we go. And we are, of course, going to just declare this war. We'll press this claim. 1365 prestige sounds good. I think we'll start our raise somewhere down here. Should be reasonably fine. And we'll raise these men-at-arms, and we'll raise a few levy troops. What does this guy even have? In theory, 10k, and his ally has ally is actually our vassal. So in theory, 10k. So really, this is more than sufficient here. Yeah, we'll head on in. Wonderful. The next question, of course, is when are our men-at-arms going to turn up? And eventually is the answer here. This is acceptable. We'll take the 20 gold. Cool. So now the question becomes, how do we broach attacking these empires? There are a couple of options that we have to do that. We can do things like holy wars for kingdoms and try to break apart the empire. That's probably the best way to go about it. We definitely get Amdo into the fold. No doubt about that. Our men-at-arms are good enough at this point. Let's head on in. I see this tiny little force here. They hired mercs. That's ambitious. So we're going to get that siege over, of course, and we'll head on over this direction. We're at 15% war score here, and where's their capital? Up over here. That's mildly awkward for us to get to. Do we just run after this merc force? That's not really their full army. And they're currently moving back over this way instead of sieging. We'll keep an eye on them. I don't think for now we'll try to chase them down. We siege high fine title option. We siege so quickly that I don't think this is relevant. However, this army is. This is his primary army. So if they're going to group up and siege over here, we would be absolutely delighted to send some forces out after that. I don't know if we get there before we finish these sieges, to be honest. But let's send some forces out there. And off we go. Beautiful. We'll put in a siege commander over here so that we siege just that much faster. We siege just crazy quickly at this stage of the game. And keep in mind, we still have almost 150 years. It's going insanely well. We're getting huge land grabs, no doubt about that. I don't know how we're going to do on vassal limits. That's going to get interesting. No doubt about that one. We have almost entirely kings under us at this point. And we're butting up close to the vassal limit. So problems will ensue there eventually. We did catch his force there. This is going to end the war. Cool. So war's over. We'll enforce those demands and disband our troops, naturally. Now, we have a couple of options to go after. Ling Chu is through the Borjigin Khanate. We could certainly attack over here. This would be like a conquered duchy sort of thing. And then we've been eyeing up this kingdom for a while. Do we have a decent claimant at this point? Oh, wow. Potentially. Yeah, we could definitely get a claimant here. I'm just seeing if we have one that would come without actually giving them any gold. And maybe. Actually, we may already have a claim. Let's check that quick. We don't. Okay, good to know. I say we just bribe this guy. We send him a gift, we invite him to court, and we convert him on over. I clicked through that. Okay. I meant to convert him. So we would need to come in here, demand conversion. There we go. Cool. And declare this war. Perfect. Do we just raise up down here? This is pretty close to their capital. I think this is a good place to raise. So we drop a rally point here. We'd raise our men-at-arms and a few levy troops. Cool. This ransom is not acceptable. He called in a holy order. Okay. It still seems ambitious. I'm just going to go to like 40k. We don't need any more than that. Our men-at-arms will arrive relatively soon here. And it looks like he's going to be attacking over this way. That's fine. He can do that. We'll just siege our way over here and then split up once we're about here. Seems fine. Yes, show in this guy and his fancy renown. Beautiful. So this is completely okay. If they're coming this direction, though, we should utilize this pass instead. So that means splitting up once we arrive here. Wow. 2 days to siege this? That's insane. So we're going to split off our bombards here. And we'll split off our standard siege force. There we go. And who do we want to put in? Well, this guy. And then we'll come down this way and see about stack wiping. And we'll go hit his capital. Beautiful. So this is working absolutely phenomenally. We're going to definitely stack wipe this force. I don't know if he's going to try to turn around here. He shouldn't, but he might. We captured his son and heir in that siege. This war is basically over. Yeah, he did not try to turn around there. That's good. He should not. We're 99% war score right now, and it's over. We're sieging these things so quickly. We'll enforce those demands and disband those troops, and that territory is now ours. So we now have these exclaves, right? Horrible, horrible border core. We need to think about what we want to do about this. So we need to attack this guy. We have some de jure lands over here. Okay, I'm just checking in on what claims we have access to. I'd like to get this kingdom. That's kind of our top priority right now. So this kingdom is Marul. I don't think we have anything that we can really get here. As far as, like, inviting to court. 55 reasons to not come to court. We can send a gift to him. That'll boost up his opinion. But yeah, 45 reasons. I'm not surprised about that. So we don't really have an option there. So how do we want to break into this empire? Breaking into empires can be difficult. We have a couple of options. We have some de jure territory that we can take from him. We can do a kingdom invasion. If we did a kingdom invasion, I really feel like this is not a very efficient kingdom invasion. Yeah, we get this exclave cleaned up. That would be nice. But I really don't think that's great. But we could do two. We can do a kingdom invasion, and we can do a holy war for kingdom. So that's a couple of options that we can do. As far as the Mongol Empire goes, I bet this is ours de jure. Or we can get it to be ours de jure. Who holds this? This guy's our vassal. Why is this not our de jure title? That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, we do have a couple of options to break in here. They're not amazing options. And one thing we could think about doing is just continuing to surround the Mongols by pushing up this direction and then pushing into the Mongol territory. That would be an interesting way to go. I don't know that it would be the best way to go. The worthiest of the fairest can be reinstated. Is that actually true? No, it is not. Okay. So that's fine for now. It's definitely an interesting option, right? So we would go for, like, some of these duchy tier realms, and we would push our way up this direction. This is kingdom tier, this is kingdom tier, duchy tier, duchy tier, duchy tier, duchy, duchy. We could make our way through this pretty quickly. There's a couple of kingdom tier realms that we'd have to work our way through. And the question is, would we have decent claimants? And the answer is probably. We probably would. Yeah, that's an interesting option to just push our way there. Then we can go this direction if we really wanted to, or we can go this way. Or we can go this way, wait out truces, and go this way while working on that. That's all options. We might just be on a global conquest pace here. We're definitely making good progress on that one. We would need to deal with some empire tier realms like the Byzantine Empire. Everything else here we can deal with pretty easily. I think they're the only empire tier realms would be the Byzantines, the Borjigin, and the Mongol empires. So we can focus in on starting to carve those up and waiting out truces. And in the meantime, we can start to just push northward up here, and then from there push westward. I think that works out pretty well as a plan. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to start implementing this plan. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video. And as always, I will see you all next time.